Alright, what's up, everyone? Tom Hayden here for another episode of the Tom Hayden Show. I am so excited. So, this is the first time we have two guests on at once in different Skype areas. So, all three of us are in different locations. All three of us are in different states right now. So, this should be fun. But these guys are the homies. I've been prepping with them more than anyone else. And this season, at least. Yeah, more than anyone else this season by far. You two and Carney Asada have been like my main three prep partners. And we got Karan, KS Niterider, and Darsh Patel. Karan, I'm gonna kick it to you first. Intro yourself. Just tell people a little bit about yourself, how you got into Pokemon. And Darsh, I'm gonna ask the same of you after.
Alright. Karan, KS Knight Rider on Discord. I got into Pokemon. Dude, I'm an OG, man. I'm like, my first Pokemon game is literally like Red Blue,
Yep.
like all the way back in the day. I played the trading card game when I was like way back in the day. And then my first like competitive like Pokemon stuff, because it was just like too much of a grind to like do the EVs, IVs when in the past. So I got into it again in Sword and Shield, and have I mean, I was primarily a draft player. I went to like a couple of like regionals and stuff. Did okay, but focused primarily on draft stuff. So I've won like UGA a couple of times. I've gotten the PDPL, which is like an invite only draft league. Got second place there. I don't know. I probably have like 6 draft league wins and another 6 draft league runner ups. To like
Right?
to my accolades, but like
Right.
nothing like Darsh.
Oh, bro, I got 0 draft dubs, baby. But
Yeah.
first of all, Tom, I miss seeing your beautiful hair. So I wish
Yeah,
you could see your
get
hair.
yourself on.
I know.
Skype.
How can we be on camera and you not be? 'Cause you're the star of the show. But
I sent you a picture of what it looks like. I can't send my camera to 2 feeds. So I get to see you guys. You don't get to see me.
Okay. All good. No worries.
This is what it
Look
looks
at this
like.
fucking longest right now. But it's a pleasure to be on this. It's a pleasure to be on this podcast. My name is Darsh Patel. I go by kind of like Darsh Patel. Like I don't have like a name. The Deep Patel 6 is kind of like shit that you'll see me on like Limitless and whatever. But yeah, man, it's cool to be on the pod. Tom, thank you for having me. But dude, what do I talk about? Okay, so I'm pretty new. I've been playing like Pokemon like whole life, like since like 3rd grade, Pokemon Pearl. So I'm not grandpa like Garn over here, but
Green was Pearl, dude.
I never even played Pearl.
High school was like Red Blue for me.
dude, yeah, we were in third grade, dog. So yeah, I'm 22, live in Chicago. But yeah, started out, just chilling, just kind of playing the game, and then I kind of got to the point where I was like, Pokemon's like kind of too easy, so I kind of just like playing the game. Like, it wasn't as fun, so I started doing a lot of Nuzlockes and shit like that.
Okay.
But then on YouTube, I started seeing like all these fucking competitive battles of like regionals, like 2017, 2018. Like, I always watch all the finals and stuff like that. And I was like, shit, this is so cool. I wish I could play. So then Sword and Shield came out, and I was like, I mean, it's never been easier access. I started using a rental team and so like shit like that. But before I used a rental team, I just used my bonds in like the ranked battles, like my league winning team. That shit was so ass. And I was like, well, this is fun. Like, it's still fun. So kind of got into it that way. And I kind of was all right during Sword and Shield. Right when I started playing, COVID hit, so I couldn't even like go to an event. I went to like a small local, bombed that shit. I brought like Rillaboom with like drum beating and shit. It was ass. I brought like Purrs, Dusclops. It was a trip. But it's crazy looking back on it now. I'll try to speed things up a little bit.
No, don't. I love hearing that.
Okay, Tom, my number one. Tom's my number one hype man, bro. I could like jump off a building and be like, yo, if this Darsh doing it, shit, that's my. I respect.
He's my guy. Yeah. Respect.
Boy. Yeah, dude. Sword and Shield. Played that a bunch. I knew like no one else playing competitive. I'd force my brother and my cousin to like play online tours with me.
Shout out Neil.
Myself. Yeah, dude. Literally, I knew no one. And then I saw like I downloaded Twitter just to like keep up with like events. And then I saw like one of my first friends, Preston Clark. He won a regional in like 2017. He's old as fuck now, but he was like my first friend. Started playing with him, and then he told me to like come to Salt Lake for the first regional. I was like, fuck it, I'll go. I went. I had a pretty good time. At that point, I was decent. I won like 5-4, so it was all right. It wasn't
That's
crazy.
a good record.
But then Yeah. But then once I went to my first event, I was like, yo, this is like so much fun. So kept going. I went to my only one more regional that season. Went to Indianapolis. I actually got CP there, which was pretty cool. It was like reassuring to know that like, yeah, I can hang. Like I could like.
Yeah,
I
the
could play
first time you get CP, man, always.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
I
It was
just
my
got
second
that in
goal.
I feel like
Knoxville.
you got there.
I just did that
Yeah.
in Knoxville. Let's fucking go.
Dude.
My first time I got CP was at a mid-season showdown before
Okay.
before COVID.
Yeah.
But
nah,
like
so
it
was
turned out to be pretty useless because everything stopped.
Yeah. And like that Indianapolis regional honestly opened my eyes to everything because like that's when I made my first like friends to playing the game. So that's when I met like my second close friend. Well, I met my first friend actually after Preston that I met at an event was Carter. So Carter,
Shout out
he's
Carter.
a cool guy, Carter man, that's the boy. Then I met Jeremy
Shout out Jeremy.
at Indianapolis. He was my third round, and I hacked the shit out of him. I was just thunderwave all his mons, and they didn't move. And we didn't talk actually after that, but I met him at lunch and we kind of started talking. He saw I met Tom, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I was like 2-2. Then I won like 4 in a row, 6-2. I had a win in against Andrew Dink. And my 2 losses were like Paul Ruiz. He was one of my losses. I was like, bro, I was a world champion. Like,
Yeah.
took a game off him, so that was good enough for me. And then I played Andrew Dink, who won Collinsville,
Yeah.
I think, and he was my winner. And I was like, fuck, dude. And I won game 1. I was like, dude, I'm gonna win. And then I literally threw game 2. Like I had the win position, I threw it, and like it was that moment where I was like, okay, I know I'm good enough now. It's just, I gotta tighten some screws up. And that loss like pissed me off, dude. I was like, oh, so upset. But yeah, dude. Since then, Scarlet Violet came out. Was doubting my abilities because was not the best I thought without Dynamax. But then low key, I've been popping off for no reason. So I went to San Diego. I bombed. I was like, fuck.
5-5, right?
Yeah, 5-5. I started off 1-3.
Wait,
like,
before you
whoa.
go on,
Dude, I also started off 1-3 in San Diego,
I started off 3-1.
but I ended up 6-4.
I ended up
I
6-4.
5-5. So
Wait,
it was
you were running Terra Water Assault Vest Gudra, and I was like, that's my worst matchup. I was like, I don't want to see Darsh.
I played Tom and I fucking 2-0'd his ass the day before. I was out of bet. Tom's a good player, decent player. I'm feeling good.
I was like, I do not want to see this guy.
Yeah, dude. And then my first match was against Mars, who was like he top 16 Knoxville just now. He top 16 San Diego. He's my first matchup at San Diego, so that shit was hard as fuck. So it was a hard run, and I think my team was alright, but it wasn't like optimal. Like, it wasn't like crazy. But then series 2 came. I'll kind of speed it up a little bit, but series 2 came, and I was like, all right, let me like try. I was like, oh, dude, Paradox Mons, I hate this shit. Fuck this, like so stupid. And next thing I know, I literally day 2 regionals. I was like, holy shit. So like now I'm at 120 CP, which is nuts. I feel like I'm like now like coming into my own now.
Yeah.
Which is a cool feeling. But yeah, bro, that's kind of a bit about me. I know I went on for a minute, but yeah, Tom is the man. Karan's the guy, and excited to hop on this pod for sure.
Yo, it's been so much fun prepping with you guys. But yeah, no, meeting everyone in this community in interesting ways is really cool because the way I met both of you was through draft leagues, and joining draft leagues communities has like changed my Pokemon playing. Like the team building and everything like that, I think improves from draft leagues. But it's funny, Darsh, I don't know if I told you how I met Karan. We was at a bar at NAIC, and then he's like, I'm a draft player. I was like, oh, nice, let's exchange Discord, whatever. I reach out to him when High Roller starts, and I go, this is my matchup. What do you think's going to happen?
Wait, no. But no, you did it at the bar, dude. At the
bar.
You showed me a matchup.
And he
I
said,
was like,
you called it spot on.
He's going to do, I think it was like round. I was like,
It was Round, Alecki, and
Round.
Primarina. And you're like, Round is dope into your team. How are you going to stop that? And I was like, I guess like...
Because it's not something you automatically think of, too. So it's just...
Yeah, Round is...
Especially as VGC players, we're like, Round?
What the fuck
No one used fucking Round.
And it would have worked.
But in draft, it comes up, man. So you have to know that shit.
And then the next week I reached out, and you called it exactly again. And I was like, this man's a wizard. I was like, what the hell? Like, this is amazing. And I was like, yo, you're really good. And then you told me all your accolades. We started prepping together, and I hope I've helped you as much as you've helped me. Because you've been a great draft partner and practice partner in drafts and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like, I don't know. I've like gone through practice partners because sometimes I like to practice like too much before a match. And some people are just like, I don't feel like doing it anymore. So like I've literally like gone through like people that no longer practice with me. So I'm glad you stuck around.
I'm glad I'm honored.
Tom's too nice, bro. Tom's too nice.
Well, what's it called? Darsh, I met you in the similar way. Like, Jeremy added us to the group chat for the High Roller League. And
Yeah.
when you went 8-0 in Swiss, I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
No, it was funny. It was funny because I've like watched High Roller Draft on like YouTube when I was born. Like I watched like Jamie Boyd. That's kind of how I kind of got aware to what High Roller was, and he had cool team build and shit like that. And then I was like, okay, let me look up High Roller Draft, and then I followed like the guy who ran it, Jin, cool dope ass guy.
Dope ass guy. I'm staying with him in London. He's crashing at the hotel
Yes.
room with me in
Yeah,
EUIC now.
That's the boy, bro. That's
Yeah.
the boy. And then
Man.
so I was like, I knew Jeremy going into that, and I signed up, and then I was like, yo, Jeremy, any interest? He's like, bro, I already signed up. So I looked closer at the sign up. I was like, holy shit, Jeremy's in this. So then I'm playing with me and Jeremy are just talking. We're like talking about so much of these tiers.
Yeah.
And how, I never played drafts. I don't even know how this shit works.
That's insane,
then-
yeah.
Yeah, I was introduced to Tom like the day before the draft or some shit, like a couple days before.
Yeah,
And-
Jeremy made a group chat with the three of us.
Yeah, and then that's how I met Tom. And then drafts happened. We were all talking about our picks and whatnot. And we literally, it was a 1 day tournament. Or 2 days. 2 days. And the first day, we literally were on call, like, the entire day, going through all our matchups, plays, and shit like that. And then somehow I pulled that crazy 8-0 or some shit, during Swiss out of my ass. And then I lost in top cut to a crit on my +6 bronze on, and I wanted to fucking die. But it was a really fun, for my first ever, like, draft league, I had so much fun. And, like, I love football, like fantasy sports. So, like, drafting Pokemon, I was like, bro, I gotta do this shit, bro. Like, there's no way I can't do this. But
Yeah.
overall, it was an awesome experience. Like that's how I met Tom, and like now me and Tom are boys. So shit,
The
crazy
homie.
how it worked.
I never had the chance to do High Roller, mainly because like towards the end of Sword and Shield, I was in like 4 or 5 different drafts.
Yeah,
like,
it was
leagues, like, at the
crazy.
same time. It's just impossible to do like too many. So
The sweet spot for me is like 2 to 3.
Like, right now I'm in 2, and I'm drafting in a 3rd one too. So like now it's just like BGC.
I want to join one, but I didn't even know this shit happens. I don't even know this shit literally happens. So I was like, we've been playing hella BGC, bro. Like,
No, I've been
Yeah.
focusing on VGC more. I'm hosting a weekend draft tour after London. Because Carney Asada, he was like, bro, if you like put it in your server, I'll help you run it. And I was like, all right, bet. So it's
Yeah,
going to be a
I'm
420
doing this.
weekend draft tour. I commissioned a trophy already. It's going to be a little Among Us trophy.
yeah, I'm gonna win that shit, bro. I'm gonna win that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I asked my artist.
I'm gonna beat Karan in his winning in, and then she's never gonna play draft again.
I doubt that.
Never happened.
Yeah, Karan's a draft junkie. I love it. I appreciate the hell out of that.
You know, it's pretty. Draft's like it feels like you're a kid playing Pokemon, like with Battle Factory and all that shit. Like that's how I feel like playing draft. It's like the way I used to play with like my cousins and stuff growing up was like, all right,
Yes.
we can get like 6 Pokemon. We have to do random locations and whatever it has to be between levels 20 and 26, and then you have a team. That's what draft feels like. It's like you're doing all this cool customization and whatnot. It's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, you're specifically building counter teams. Like draft is pretty.
Yes.
Like, yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
How do you find those diamonds in the rough, Karan? Because you're very good at spotting that in the draft season.
Well, the thing is, it's all about like the tier list, man. Like you just have to study the tier list, and there's no tier list is perfect.
Yep.
Right. So you gotta find like what is under tiered, and even if you have to skip like getting one of those big guys at the beginning, like there have been several drafts like this time around where, for example, like Espathra was like not like basically
Your
really
camera's
low
out.
tier, and I was like, hey, nah, you know, Espathra is like way better in draft than that. So I went first pick Espathra, you know, like because it's worth it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and everyone else is taking these like high tier picks like Iron Hands, Excalibur. You know, they're taking all these like heavy hitters and like wasting their points and wasting like the system, and then you get that. Or in, you know, the one that we did, the King Gambit one, which is a Series 1 draft league.
Dude,
For
I
both
love it.
of our drafts, I went Sylveon round 1,
Thank
and then I
you.
went Spiritomb round 2, both of those drafts, because the only thing that really kills like Spiritomb is Sylveon. There aren't that many good fairies, so you don't have to worry about it, right? So like once you get that counter, you don't have to worry about like Spiritomb, who's like bottom tier, and it's like so worth way more than that because it can do so much in so many different matchups, and then you have to account for it, and it can do like stupid things like ally switch, and you'll never see that coming. It's like a one game free win, you know. So it's just you get one click, and it's a free win, you know, for one game, and that there you go.
Close team sheet is cool, bro.
Closed team
Yeah,
sheet
that's
is
a
cool
close
as
team
fuck.
sheet.
Yeah, bro.
Yo,
Thank you for drafting me such a strong team. Like, I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, man, you'll be
what's up doing?
Oh, is Jeremy in here?
Nah, that's
Diego.
Oh,
that's
Diego.
ours, bro.
All right, we
So
should have
that's
told.
me.
What's up, Diego? So we're on the Tom Hayden show right now. Everyone's in the Skype link too. We started recording the Tom Hayden show tonight, so I'm excited about this one. So you're live. This is Diego. I actually know you the least out of everyone in the group right now, so it's a pleasure to have you on. If you want to join the Skype link, I'm not sure how it'll look, but join on in.
Shit, let me go on my PC. Hold on.
Hell yeah. So yeah,
I got work tomorrow,
but yo,
this is the one time I can't.
like I want to do this like every night I possibly can. Prep for this fucking Charlotte regional. So we've been hopping on calls and just like going through matchups and whatnot. I'm really torn between the team you guys have been using and the team that I'm putting together with like the Carney changes. I'm going over the changes with Carney Saturday. What day is it today? Today's Friday.
Today's
Thursday.
Thursday.
So tomorrow's Friday. Yeah. So Saturday 8 a.m. I'm going through the changes with Carney. I like the Palafin over Murkrow, but I'm gonna miss Quash. I don't know if I want to run Sableye over Grimmsnarl to get Quash back. I don't think it's worth it. I think Grim is too much of a glue character, and Spirit Break's too valuable.
Hold on.
I mean, Sableye can do a lot of the same
Yeah,
things.
we
So
both do similar
I
stuff.
lose-
It depends on what you need from Grimmsnarl. If you don't need the Spirit Break, you don't need the other move, then like
It's parting shot.
yeah,
like
Sableye is
Old as
fine.
fuck.
Sableye is like fine, dude. I think Sableye is good, especially since like you know some of those games you're getting faked out and then just deleted,
Yeah.
and then Grimmsnarl's useless. Like Sableye will never get faked out and deleted. You know.
yeah, that's true.
And then
Tom,
instead of
Tom.
parting shot, I get Will-O-Wisp. And what's up, Diego?
Wait, so what is this? Like, you doing a Skype call, and like, what is it? Like, is it streamed? Like, what's going on? Can
So-
I curse? Like, what's
Yeah,
up?
you could curse. Fuck, shit, bitch. What's it called? It's on YouTube. So what I do a little
shit, so we can't
podcast.
talk about like our secrets.
Yeah,
No, we
it's
can talk about whatever, bro. We can talk about whatever you want.
It's gonna
out
come-
late. It doesn't matter.
it's gonna come out March 20th.
Also, it's not like we have a million people watching this shit. They're gonna
There's
move our
maybe
shit.
20 that reach out and say good job, Tom, no matter how bad the episode is too. So
Hey, listen.
Like this one's gonna be a little crazy, you know, like because it's 4 people.
yeah, exactly. This is the most people I've had on at once.
I'm gonna get all the Puerto Ricans in here, and that's like 4. So,
All right. Shout out Puerto Rico.
hold on, let me get
Wait,
on my PC though.
So Darsh, can you talk about how you found the Stonejourner before the Knoxville regional? Because I think that was so interesting. We were on the call together doing very similar like prep and whatnot. Everyone got CP that went, so we were obviously doing something that worked. But yeah, please talk about how you found that Stonejourner because it was so interesting to me, and I love how it worked. I love that it
Yeah,
worked.
bro. Stony J fucking goated, dog.
Stony
fucking
J.
So literally, like, the way I built my team was I showed y'all. I have a whiteboard here. I don't
Oh,
know.
can the whiteboard make an appearance?
I have a big ass whiteboard,
Yes.
and I literally wrote down like.
Dude,
But-
bring it up. So
Can
they
you
see.
show us a whiteboard? Yeah. Can you show?
I erased most of it, but I still have some of it on this side.
Well, the
So-
podcast has never seen it. My podcast guests
Right.
all.
Like, on this
Yeah.
side,
Yeah, we
I
see a
wrote,
little
like,
bit.
all the shit that I had answers for.
Yeah.
So that's like Dondozo, Mouse Save, all this shit. So I knew this is like what I had answers to. I erased other stuff, so I wish I could show you guys. But
No, I get it.
I was okay. What do I think? How I built my team kind of was. So I'll get to Soldier in the process, but like built the team was. What did I think was the best lead? Like what's the most like hard to deal with thing that I was facing? I thought that was Mousehold and Goldango. I felt like the combination of like to beat that lead, you either have to hard counter lead it with something really strong, or like you have to outplay a team that with my lead, we don't have to outplay your lead. So I thought that was a really strong lead. So led that, and then I was okay. I want to have a Dondozo answer. I love Palafin, so Palafin's on there. So I have those 3 mods. So then I was okay. I had a local actually. The next day, I booked it the day before. And I was like, okay, well, I want to have some kind of like, what is happening? The Armor Rouge. So I thought Tyranitar. So I had Tyranitar on there. And then I put a Trick Room mode so I can activate T-Tar properly. So I had like Sylveon and Mimikyu. So that was the original version of the team. So I went to my local and I got top 4. I lost to the winner because he made a crazy play. He double Shadow Balled into Goldango next to a Mousehold. Like, I was like, what? This is so. I was like, okay, he deserves to win that. Like, that's a crazy read, like turn 1. So that happened, and I thought the team was really strong. But I felt like there was like more potential, and I felt like certain matchups did not feel like guaranteed. You know what I mean?
And I think it was the Mouse Ape one, right? We kept prepping against like Carney and Tom, and Mouse Ape was like tough, and then we didn't have like a foolproof answer for Indeedee Armor, and then
the light bulb went off.
Yeah, he hit the Stone Turner.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, so ideally, Mouse Ape was a really hard lead for us, and I was okay. So how can we find a way to beat Mouse Ape? So I was like, okay, Fluttermane is or Sylveon. I had Sylveon originally.
Yeah.
That fairy type move is strong until he Terrafires, right? And I tried like the Sylveon Tyranitar stuff, but even Rock Slide plus Hyper Voice was not killing Mousehold or Annihilate. So I was like, okay, how can we like get power enough to do this? And that's where the light bulb went off. I was like, okay. I actually I saw Stonejourner do a team report on Adi's channel where he taught where
Shout out
was
Adi.
on there, and he used there's the boy, dude, and he used
There's the boy.
and they talked about Stonejourner and like his power spots. So it was in my mind. So I was like, okay, so let me put these two things together. Let me try Fluttermane, super strong Dazzling Gleam, next to a Stonejourner. So that way, if Mousehold Terra's, if not Mousehold, fucking Annihilate Terra's into fire, then Rockside is gonna fucking beat the shit out of that. So I was okay. Fluttermane, Stonejourner as a lead, hard checks, hard Trick Room, and also hard checks Mouse Ape. Mouse Ape, because if it Terra fires, Rockside chunks it, and it can flinch because a lot of Mouseholds are slow. Knights are slow. And then Fluttermane, if it doesn't Terra, you're just gonna die because Power Spot, Life Orb, Terra Fairy, you're done. So yeah, Tom. Stonejourner was crazy. He was the MVP. It was funny because I started off 6-0. Then I lost to John Hugh, who was 9-0 day 1, which was like.
Did his Quick Claw activate?
Yeah, it did.
Quick Claw Fisher activated 6% on his first try. So we take the L. And then my next round, my second loss was actually against another Stonejourner, which is really funny because there was only like 2 that made day 2, and then I played him in day 1, and then I played him again in day 2. And we both led Fluttermane Stonejourner both times, every time. Until I played it the next day, I let Goldango Mouse. But yeah, bro, Stonejourner, just the flinching, the power spot stuff, like, feels so fucking strong. And I think a combination of that as a lead is so threatening because typically when you see Mousehold Goldango, you have to lead like Mouse Ape or something that hard counters it. And the hard counters for Mouse Gold were actually Stone Flutter. So it was like kind of being able to condition them with game 1 and game 2 and stuff like that. So it was cool. So it came into clutch a lot. I beat Ashton Cox. I led both of my wins against him because it just makes him have to play defensive. Even if I don't have a great play turn 1, you have to respect the power. So it was like, yeah, it was really cool though, Tom. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah. A lot of people saw the preview were like, "Oh shit, so good! What the fuck?"
And I brought it to the local the same day, and went 4-0 in Swiss and was like the number 1 seed in Top Cut. Ended up top 3. Like 3rd because I lost to the guy who eventually won it all. So it went 4-1 also. So, because it was good. It was good.
Stony J, I love that. Man. All right, so everyone that's watching the YouTube can see we got Diego on and Jeremy on. I'm gonna ask you guys the same questions I asked Darsh and Karam when we first started. Can you just intro yourself and tell us how you got into Pokemon, and then we'll talk about how we met Jeremy. And Diego, you're awesome, man. I just met you, but I'm glad I met you. But Jeremy, start with you.
Diego, go, baby.
Go, Diego, go. But Jeremy, start with you. How did you get into Pokemon? And tell us a little bit about your accolades, because you top cut a regional before too, and that's very impressive to me.
So Pokemon basically taught me how to read. My parents got me Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire for Christmas 1 year, and I was like, going through the game, not reading it. And then eventually I got stuck in Oh, it was a harbor city. I can't remember, but it's where like one of the first places you meet Team Aqua and Magma, right? And
Oh, by the museum. It's easy to get stuck there.
yes,
It's easy to get stuck there.
What is that town called? It's like
I don't know what the
can't
town
remember
is
the name of
called.
the town.
You got to take the boat. The old guy takes you on the boat. Darsh pushing the whiteboard away. Very funny.
Yeah, with Pico, him and his Pico.
Yeah, the Wingle named
Um,
Pico. Good memory.
And so yeah, so I got to this town and I got really stuck. Like I was running around and I couldn't progress, and I was like, I guess it's time I have to start reading, huh? Like I bet I'm gonna figure out how to progress if I just read, and so that was really frustrating. But I'm really glad I learned how to read. It's really helped a lot. Yeah, so that's kind of how I got into Pokemon, and then I got into competitive really over COVID. Like with all of the Players Cups. And well, actually, technically, right before COVID, 2020, I went to a local and got top 4, and I was like, okay, I think I should really keep going with this. I had a lot of fun, and I met a lot of people too, and it was really nice.
That's awesome.
And then yeah, I got way more into it over COVID. And yeah, it was really fun. Like in the community now, like I'm doing the same stuff, like going to regionals, like meeting people constantly. At Diego online too. Yeah, so that's all really cool. And yeah, probably. So I've got a little bit CP right now. The most CP I've had, yeah, was definitely in the Dynamax format though. So I'm really glad that there's Flutter Mane now, because I did really well with a Dusk Mane. And when I put them on the team together, I don't think it'll be very strong. I don't know how good they'll be together. Duskbane probably goes Terra Steel. I don't even know. But yeah,
You're
they'll have
the
two.
best loser of all time, bro. You're the only person who cut a format with fucking cut a tournament with that shit all year.
You got top 8 with it. Like, that's so impressive. And Salt Lake was like the first regional back for VG too. So you came out hot. You came out the gates hot.
It was one of the smallest tournaments, though. To be fair.
Don't
Since
fucking
it was,
bring
like, the
yourself
first one
down.
back.
It's impressive as fuck. It's impressive.
Yeah, man.
It was definitely fun. I definitely met a lot of cool people there. And we played Tom. No, Tom, I didn't meet you there yet.
I met you in
actually didn't
Indy.
meet any of you there.
Indy, I met you because I was like, wait, I remember your name.
Yeah, I met Jeremy and it was a really good time.
That's fucking
Hey,
incredible.
Jeremy, when did we meet?
I think, well, so you Karan, you kicked my butt at an online tour, but then I feel like,
Dude, the thing is, like, I literally said I had, like, bad matchups against, like, everything he had, and somehow managed to win that matchup.
Sometimes it be like that.
But I feel like I remember, like, cementing meeting you in San Diego for sure.
Yeah, San Diego.
Like
And then, right after the online tour, we played again on Showdown, like, basically, like, I don't know, like, 20 minutes later or something, after Tom's tour, yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. Pretty nuts.
And
yeah, that's my Pokemon journey though.
fuck yeah. And yeah, Diego, I got the same fucking question for you, man. Again, I know the least about you, so it's a pleasure to like meet you through this. Yeah. You there?
Don't talk through Skype, talk through Discord.
By the way, the town is called.
Thank
Diego
you.
sets up. The town's called Slateport.
Slateport.
Yeah,
I should have
there
told
you
him
go.
that.
Slateport?
Thank you, Darsh.
Slateport.
Also, hey yo. Say yo.
Man, I got a lot of time right now, so I can prep whenever, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright,
Wait.
Diego, go.
Yeah, Diego, talk in the Discord.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, we hear you now. Loud and clear.
Look, Mike just died. I have to use this trash one.
Oh,
It
wow.
happens. Dude, I have so many audio issues. My interview with Justin Tang came out so bad, but it was like a good interview, so I still put it out. But audio quality not great. I fixed it before this one.
Nice.
But
Alright, so, shit. I started playing Pokemon when I was a kid. Well, I got really attached to the anime. I think it was Black and White that I watched a lot. And then, I don't know, I passed the games and I dropped, because there's nothing to do after you pass a Pokemon, right? Like, and then in Gen 9, I didn't play Gen 8, or casually I played it. I didn't even know what VDC was until this year.
Yeah.
And then I saw a Palafin leak before the game came out, and I thought the mod looked really cool. So I started playing. I got the game, and then I don't know what got me into VDC. I think I saw a video of like Neil VDC. I didn't know what it was.
Shout out Neil.
Anyways, I was playing. I don't know. I liked it. I've always wanted to compete in games, but every game that I've tried, like, it usually was an FPS, and I just couldn't do good. I was I was above average at every FPS, just not pro. I was just not a pro. So I kind of accepted that, and I just tried other games, and then I found Pokemon. I love Pokemon, and I thought singles was really boring. I still think singles are terribly boring. I don't know how to play that shit. But and then I started playing Palafin only, and I still play Palafin, and that's how I met Darsh. Because in ladder,
Funny story.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
ladder, I was building like the perfect Palafin, and I found this guy with screens Palafin. And I was like, yo, wait, I never even thought about that shit. So I was going through his team, and I texted him through Showdown, and I was like, yo, add me on Discord, like we need to talk about this shit. And then,
So we have to build the perfect Palafin team. That's what you said.
yeah, bro, like I was so determined to do that, and then I DM'd him on Discord, and he never replied. Never. Like, I swear to God, it was like a month later. I saw him again on ladder. I was like, yo, bitch. Like, reply to my DM. So he finally replied to my DM, and that's, I think you were prepping for Orlando.
Which we eventually cut.
Which
Day
he
2,
eventually
yeah.
cut. And I don't know. I wasn't much of help. I'm a fast learner though. But
Diego was a really good like punching bag. Like it let me test a lot of the lines. Like I knew like a lot of what. No, I'm kidding. But Diego's really good.
No. So what I do is I just go to Cybertron's videos. I go to his pace, and then I just copy a pace in his video, and then I just battle Darsh, same team.
Yep.
And usually it works, and then so I'm saying like it's better to get beaten by me with that team than in Orlando with the same team. So you might as well practice your lines. I kind of am a punching bag, but
you're the guy, bro. You're the man.
No, everyone needs that. No, that helps a lot. And what's it called? I do that with VGC Pace with my friends too. We'll go to VGC Pace and look for tournament winning teams.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, Evan. You know, Evan
Shout
was
out
with
Evan.
me when I met you.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, he was.
Evan and I stayed at the, we stayed we went to NAIC together. So, yeah, man. Evan's a homie.
The homie.
He's been like super busy though lately, but yeah.
Evan, I DM'd him he was the first person I showed my first VDC team ever. I was like, yo, look at this team, bro. And he was really nice. That shit was trash, bro. That shit was terrible.
Evan and Joe run VGC Pace, so shout out to VGC Pace.
Shout out Joe. Yeah.
A lot of work. Fucking.
Really helpful.
And then I met Karan, you, Tom, and Jeremy through Darsh. He was like, yo, there's this group, and he invited me. So I joined, and now I'm going to meet you all, hopefully Karan, in fucking Charlotte, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, bro. And Diego's nice with it, bro. He fucking top 4'd the last Beanie Brawl before this week.
Let's go.
He beat Yotam in top 8, had Yotam wanting to restart the game, so...
Yes, sir.
Yotam's a very good player.
I'm just happy to be part of a group that is much more experienced than me, and I kind of just like listen a lot. I don't talk a lot. I kind of just like...
You shut the fuck up, bro.
Yeah, but like also like...
I kind of learn.
No, you talk all the time, though. Even when you're trying to learn, you talk all the time. We're actually not all that experienced.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the people that are like
We're not. We're a
winning
newer
and
group.
stuff. They have been playing for like playing competitive for like a decade.
7+ years, a lot
to,
of them.
For like you guys all to go to Knoxville and just get CP, and like Darsh to make day 2 and all that and get top 20.
Crazy.
Just like super impressive. Like,
nah, bro, this group, bro, it feels like it's like a lot of groups that have been existing. They've been doing this shit for a minute, like a long time, bro. Like this is like feels like the beginning of something, which is the craziest part. Like that is what's exciting me because for all of us that have hung out for less than a month, all of us played, and then every one of us who went finished at least. All of us had at least a win in it. Like that's like 3 of us were all 6-2 at one point. Like no one had a losing record.
Yeah.
No one was out of it until the last round of day 1 Swiss. Like.
And I threw hard at game 3.
And right, and like the same day I went to a local and went 4-0, right? Like, yeah. But like, also that doesn't really matter because it's like nothing. But
good,
compared to like everyone else, but I feel like there's something there.
Yeah.
Well, I still gotta prove myself. I've never competed in anything.
So we're gonna get you ready.
You're that top 4 in a 100-person tournament, bro. Like
Beanie Bros are no joke. Beanie Bros attract a lot of good people because you got the Beanie Points or something like that. So at the end of the year, it's gonna be an invite-only tournament with some good prizes. So people want to get into that.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So the Beanie Points, get your Beanie Points.
Damn, Yo Tom is locked for that shit, bro. That man wins every fucking beanie, bro.
He's very nice in person too.
Against you in top 8, how that should go though? He took that fat out.
Shit. We don't talk about that though. Nah, I'm playing. I'm sure he's nice.
Yeah, he's very kind in person. Because me and him, we both got our switches checked at the same round. After round, was it 8? Yeah.
Oh, here, like in Knoxville?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't even know he was there. Oh my god, that's a fucking
Nice
wolf.
dog.
Yeah, dog alert.
It's not a dog, it's a wolf, bro. It's a wolfy glick, bro.
All right,
Fucking
so
love that dog.
what do you think? How is the meta developing after Bochum and Knoxville? What do you guys think is the most like Palafin's going to be everywhere, even more than it was before? But what are like the new meta changes you guys thinking we're going to see in the next couple of weeks?
Okay, I wanna say something about this real quick, cause
Go for it.
I think my take is probably not as good, but I really want to say what I've seen on ladder or just like general, bro. Palafin is everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like, everywhere.
Everywhere.
I'm telling you, like just random teams, they just put Palafin in just for the fucks of it.
I did that
it
too.
counters Dozo. It counters Dozo, and it's just good. Like it's not Murkrow that. I mean, in Series 2, it kind of fell off a little bit. Or, not a little bit. It fell off a lot. It counters Dozo, plus it does well into a lot of things. Any neutral thing is going to die. Even Resist with Terra Water is just... it's super strong. It's a Darsh always says it's a restricted mon, and I agree. Like, it's literally a restricted mon. And I'm surprised it took so long for people to use it as much as being used now, and I don't think it's going to drop. In my opinion,
it's going to go increase.
No, yeah, I agree, and but like I think the biggest thing that I think is going to come out of these two is like Trick Room is kind of back, and there's a lot of Trick Room teams, and it's not even like in the past or like early in the meta. I think it was like all in DD Armorer stuff. And now it's like a little more variation to Trick Room. And I think Trick Room is, coming back, and it's really hurting a lot of those hyper offense teams that want to go fast and just like blow you up. And then once Trick Room happens, like everything they want to do is kind of like flipped on its head, obviously. So I think that's definitely coming back.
I think Lilligant's back.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, there was obviously one really good Lilligant team.
I think I've seen a drop in. I could be wrong though. On Tusk, right? I feel like after these two, I have now. It's pretty early to say. It's been like 3 days, 4 days, but I think I agree with the Rise and Trick, and that obviously countered most Tusk teams, and I think I like that. I fucking hate that mon. Tusk is so fucking stupid.
I've been liking Terragos Rotom to hard counter Tusk. Because if they don't run Rock Slide or Ice Spinner, Tusk can't touch it.
Yo, wait, you're cooking. Holy shit. Oh, that's what you guys were talking about. Bro, I was spaced out, bro. I was so out of it. That makes sense. That's fire. That's
I think Rotom Wash is probably the best Rotom or Rotom Mow for the Palafin increase.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rotom Wash.
Fucking nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like
There's still no good grass mons. Even though it's such a good Terra type, like there's no good grass mons.
yeah, and there's none that are good offensively. It's like really Amoonguss and Bind are the only ones really getting play. Sun did do well at Knoxville. Like John Hughes' son went 9-0 day one with Jump Bluff, and then Jeremy's son did good.
Jeremy's son did good.
Like Jeremy's son did good, and then there was one more, and then the fucking Nails who top four. So
Yeah.
like I think Torkoal has had a big appearance, and then I was playing in I've been just playing a lot of tours, and Terran Birdie's always top 4 top 8ing a lot of these fucking big ones, and he's brought the same 6, and it's always Torkoal, Maushold, Tusk, Hunter, King Gambit, that kind of shit. And it's like, I think Torkoal is just a lot of play because I think no one wants to bring Rain right now, so everyone's bringing Sun, and Sun feels free. And the only other weather that you really saw in Knoxville, I saw one rain team, but it was some T-Tars, some Abominators, but a lot more Torkoal than anything else, which I thought was pretty unique. So
for sure.
like, Rain could come back in a nice way, but I think in terms of general in the meta right now, I think it's a lot of less combos now. I think now that meta's developing, people want to get away from combos because something that we all prepped for was that we prepped for combos, which helped us out a lot, I think, in Knoxville because the whole meta before these 2 regionals was all combos. You need Arm Rouge, Mouse Safe, Mouse Gold, Dojo Tatsugiri, all combos. And I think like now people know that people are preparing for combos, so people want to just build more flexible teams.
General
for example,
good stuff.
Yeah, like I've seen so much Tusk now without Talonflame. Like Tusk, Gambit, Fluttermane is like such a common core. Jeremy was actually one of the first players that used it, and then I've been playing it so much, like that same core. So it's like I think that the meta I would say is shifting away from Rain. I think Sun is in a good spot, so Rain might be actually a good thing to bring back right now. And I think like certain mons I think that are increasing. I think King Gambit is seeing more play than it has in Series 2. I think Torkoal is being seeing more play. I think Hands has dropped off a little bit in terms of play, but I would say like overall teams are a lot more varied, as Carl was saying with Trick Room and stuff like that.
Yeah,
sure.
and I think like Talonflame is dropping because like the rise of Trick Room like kind of makes Talonflame a little like less useful. And Talonflame is dropping, so people are finding new ways of like speed control. Like I feel like Bundle's on the rise a little bit for the Icy Wind stuff. And then it doesn't have the greatest matchup until like Trick Room, but if you want to go for those fast teams, like Bundle with booster is faster than
anything.
A lot of things in Tailwind. Yeah, a lot of things in Tailwind. So like it gives you the ability to like slow those down, and then you have another counter for Trick Room, and you don't have to run Palafin, Talonflame, which is like not as useful when there's more Trick Room teams on the rise.
Yeah, what's your take? I'm curious what your take is, Jeremy.
Something I've noticed too. I personally in Knoxville, I actually played a lot of Iron Hands, and I was definitely like when I see an Iron Hands, the Sword Dance variant is a bit scarier to me than the Assault Vest variant. But the Assault Vest variant in Knoxville, definitely, I guess just not being used to it, not seeing it in this group. The Assault Vest variant definitely had a lot of bulk, but I definitely played a lot of Iron Hands.
Diego's a huge AV Hands guy.
Oh, jeez, I don't even think I've played your AV Hands.
Yeah, running best of threes with you guys is helped me a lot leading up. Because I'm still not sure what team I'm going to bring to Charlotte. If I'm going to bring the team you guys are cooking up, if I'm going to bring the team Carney's cooking up. Maybe I'll go back to my hard Trick Room team with Lilligant and figure out like a Torkoal Tusk Lilligant team. And run something like that. So I really don't know what I'm going to do yet.
I think the faster... I think like right now is really important to practice because I think the faster you lock a team or like a core maybe, the more time you have to practice with the exact same team or
Mm.
more. Well, I'm no pro. Like I've never been to a regional. This is gonna be my first, but
I'm
just in
excited to
other
see how you do.
games, just practice obviously makes you better. So I am between two teams right now, and that's it. There's no going back. Like I'm practicing these teams for how much is it? Like 22 days.
20 days.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
20 days, so you got time. You got some time.
I'm counting until the 23rd because that's when I'm driving down. So I want to have all my practice done by the 23rd, the Thursday. So
Something you guys brought up too about like maybe even what Tom you said Logan would come up. I think like seeing just like interesting and unique things do well too brings a lot of like what maybe newer and maybe even some more experienced players around to like test new things they hadn't thought of before. So I haven't honestly seen Lily on ladder, but I have seen just in like friends that I talk with and team build with, a lot of people trying out kind of like Parish Trap for the first time, myself included actually, and just sort of being able to see like actually the flexibility and like the disruption that Parish Song causes is really impactful on like a board state and just
it takes a high skill gap though. So a player like you running it scares me, but like the average Joe running it doesn't scare me. So that's also something about Parish that's like really interesting too.
I think it's the hardest thing to play. I think that mode you have to have years of experience to play that shit.
I agree. Well, I don't have years of, but I think it's hard. And
I think, like, if you're in a regional and you're in a big game against a big player, I fully believe there's no way, unless I play out of my mind, that I can outplay a 6-7 year long player with a parachute that I started picking up. Like, if I wanted to dedicate this whole entire season to Parish, I think it's a different story and play it every single day for a long time.
But and like, know it like the back of your hand.
Just watching, for example, watching Wolf's run in like Orlando. I know he's the best player, but like if you look at that top cut, it was like 9 Parish songs in that top 32. It was all veterans like Adi and him and Nails and all these huge players. There was no like average Joes playing with gospel Parish song. It's like all big name players because I think Tom, you're right. There is a gap, and like I think it can definitely pick up use of wins at the early tables. I think a lot of different strategies can pick up wins at early tables.
Yeah.
But I also do think that like Parish songs in mode where it's really cool in theory, and I think he does like Jeremy said, it actually is really good when there's like applying pressure. But in terms of piloting it when it actually matters, like bringing it to a game that really matters, like it feels like pretty unsafe in my opinion. Like that, I will be confident in bringing in mode that my other people, I don't know if that makes sense, but like I feel like that's kind of how I look at Parish.
I mean, Parish won the 2 of the last 3 regionals, right?
Yeah.
Parish won 2 of the last 3 regionals.
Wait, what about Bochum? I forget.
I don't know about Bochum.
No, I don't think it did.
The last 4.
Yeah.
Hard Trick didn't win, but it Hard Trick and Palafin dominated.
Yeah, Hard Trick finished second in both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to add on the Rain take that Darsh said. I completely agree, and I think it's because of the paradox. Because I think Rain 1 or Series 1, Rain was really good. Like it was a series for it. I mean, it got third in San Diego. I think. Could be wrong.
Yeah, but like it
second,
also,
I think.
Like,
no, third, Judy.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's series 2.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. That me is the most impressive performance I've ever seen in any sport video game history. I thought it was impossible to run Rain to bundle or into hands. There were like the top 3 used. It's Flutter main, hands, bundle, different order, and it's like I couldn't do it. So for what's his name again? The dude is a monster. I kudos to him. I couldn't pilot that.
Didn't he do really well at Worlds before too? I need to know my VGC history.
He won a regional last year. I think he won the one in Canada.
Yeah.
He's been playing for like a long time too.
Yeah, he's one of those guys.
They listed his like accolades like on the during the OCIC stream, and it was just like each long. Like he had won like several regionals like in the past. Like dude's nice with it.
Darsh, when you get on stream, you're gonna have some accolades now too.
I only have 2 top 32 finishes, bro.
That's
Like,
that's more than me.
Yeah. Nah, bro, it was cool and like it's funny. I think going back to what I said before, like I felt like series 2, like Jeremy knows, like he's like the first one I started talking about. I was like, oh fuck these paradox mons. Like, I kept telling him that. And then, literally, like,
Yeah.
now my only 2 tournaments, I day 2 both of them, and like I think something that. Like, for example, I was the only rain team that cut Orlando. I thought rain was really good, and I think the way I lost, this is something that Neil was telling me, Neil VGC, he was like, I think because your rain was stopped so early, it didn't really make people aware of the rain. Because like you had a like my run personally, like
Was
I should have
insane.
beat Emilio.
The special defense drop.
Yeah, Karan was there. I got fucking hacks on the last turn of game 3, and then my next matchup was really good. And then I played Wolf, and if I would have won that, and my matchup against a Wolf team was actually really good. So like I think my run was actually like because I knew that Mouse Ape, I felt Mouse Ape wasn't gonna be that popular in that tournament. It was a really good meta call that I made, and I think like I could have had a really dangerous run, and I think because I did it, I do think that like Rain kind of stayed under the radar, and then it popped off at OCIC. So like I think like Rain will always be good in my opinion. I think it's just about how you play it. I think in my personal opinion, like certain teams don't apply enough pressure. So like Rain offense is not enough pressure to set up your Palafin. But like certain teams that have pressure, like for example Flutter Stonetrigger, you have to protect something or get a double K or somehow kill Fluttermane before it moves. But it's hard because Fluttermane's so fast. So like if you have to go hyper offense, you have to lead some really offensive shit. And if not, I think like you have to just play some kind of slow. It's not slow mode, but like a more methodical play style.
Balancing.
But then, yeah, kind of going back to like Tommy said, like going on stream and stuff. Like, dude, I thought at 6-0 I was gonna go on stream, bro. I was like, maybe 5-0, maybe 6-0. I was like, bro, I played John Hugh, maybe I'll go on stream. Like, but he just played on stream. I was like, fuck. So like, definitely a goal of mine. I'm like, dude, what else do I have to do now? I'm like, but the thing I'll say is like, the more of these finishes that I get, maybe the more likely I am.
The more likely you are to get on stream. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I'm definitely praying that like I keep these good finishes up, and like right now it's an interesting spot because I would say for a fact this is the most like the meta has not been clear. I think all season. Like I think all season the meta has been relatively clear.
Right now it's Wild West.
It's the most open. It's the most open I think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And for example, you look at the people who did well at Knoxville. They knew like Rain. Okay, for example, the reason Sun did so well is because everyone thought Rain was gonna do good, so they brought Sun, and it was like Rain was not there because no one wanted to play Gather Michael, no one wanted to use it. So Sun was a really strong archetype.
Yeah.
Like look at the amount of talent flames that made cut. Not a lot of talent flames made day 2, but a lot of great tusks did. And it's a lot of those medicals you have to call Ray. So like it's hard because the way I look at this now is I'm sure we'll find something. We've been on fire, but like it's finding what is the play now. Again, I think Diego's right. It might be comfort. Like, just pick something you're comfortable with and, like, just optimize it over the course of weeks.
Yeah.
So I think, like, if I can't cook up some magical shit that we're trying to work on right now, like, I definitely think Mouse Vocal Dango is my comfort. But it's, like, figuring out what is going to be brought. And I think Vancouver actually will have a really strong influence on that. Which is
that's this weekend. That's the 10th, 11th, 12th?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's next week.
Yeah.
Next
so,
week.
like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that I think is really scary. I'm glad. I wish I was playing in it, but like I'm glad we get to observe it from a distance because I think it's gonna be wide open. Like there will be all kinds of shit.
Actually, the meta's gonna develop a lot there.
Yeah, 100%. Like Joe's playing in it, and I'm wish him the best because it's gonna be a crazy time.
Who?
Joe, one of the VGC pace guys.
Oh, okay.
Good
luck to him,
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Joe Arai, and good luck in Vancouver, man.
Good luck,
Good luck, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's already 12:20. We've been on for around an hour now. Is there anything else you guys want to touch on before we get out of here?
How awesome Tom is.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom.
I'm the GOAT. Yeah, I'm gonna make a shout out, bro, because during my run, like the role, I genuinely believe that like Tom was arguably the most influential, like because he was the son, dog. Like that motherfucker was Torkoal, bro. For me, like, I swear, like every round I would play, I'm like Darsh, you're gonna fucking dude. Don't even. It was just
dude. Tom's a great hype man.
Dude, and Tom will be losing. Tom will be like take a terrible loss and like just like be able to be that positive. So Tom, like you're like the ultimate Like, you're the ultimate
Love
like
hearing
regional partner, bro. Because like I know I can start off 0-1 in my next regional and be like, you know what, Tom, line me up, we gonna be just fine, bro. So like, shout out Tom, bro.
Then
I
it's
appreciate
8-0
you.
the rest of the way.
Yo,
Yeah.
let's all win. Let's play each other in Top Cut in day 2. That's when we'll play each other next time.
That you were there for, bro. After I
Insane.
that shit was crazy. Like,
3-2
5
to
in a row.
8-2.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, nah, and I was so mad because like none of my like closest friends, like Jeremy wasn't there, my cousin wasn't there, like no one I actually like knew. I was by myself basically. Like, I knew Tom. That was the only person I knew going in.
I'm
And
glad.
Karen kind of. So I was like, dude, fuck. And then just through playing and winning, I was like, I was hanging around Tom, and then I met Karen like around like more into that time, and it was just crazy, bro.
We had a good Orlando crew too. I remember
Yeah,
what's
We
it
got
called?
sorry.
Yeah,
go
but
ahead.
like Orlando's so spread out though, right? So it's just like it's so hard to like do shit after the event because everyone was like in different places and
And I
stuff.
took half a tab of acid and disappeared. So I was just
Yeah.
gone in half the day on Sunday.
You disappeared.
I was just like, I'm chilling.
Cool.
On Sunday, I was like, I don't think I'm making day 2.
First time. Nah, I'm excited for Charlotte, bro. Our whole entire team, our whole group.
We're
will
gonna
be
fucking
united,
get
bro.
CP. We're all gonna get
Yeah,
CP in
dude.
day 2.
Get that Airbnb, man.
Yeah, wait. Can you sent me the link again? So I gotta go get that Airbnb. I'll book it and
Yeah,
whatnot.
we'll get that shit out after this call, but
Done and
yeah,
done.
Tom, you have any other questions for us? Like some stupid shit you want to ask us before we hop off?
Oh wait, I just want to say
Yeah,
I'm
what's
really
up,
happy
Diego?
to be here, man. You guys are fucking amazing.
Ah, I love this.
Bro, that's a call that I want to say earlier. I was like, Diego, like, I wish I was you, bro, because when I started playing, it was like 2 years before I had a VGC friend. So, like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
you hopped in this shit, bro, and, like, it's been like a couple months, and now you have a whole fucking squad, which is
Yo,
pretty
Squad up.
Also, like,
love
dude,
it,
like,
man.
I went to like some locals and everyone was like clicked up and
Yeah.
stuff, and like they were just talking to each other, and
Yeah.
like kind of hard to like find
Yeah,
your way
yeah.
in. And unless you like meet, actually, it's weird because like unless you meet people on like Discord, like it's kind of hard. Like I met like Evan and Joe on like Discord first, and then that's how like we went to NAIC, and then like we got invited because Evan gets invited to everything, and Evan fucking knows everyone. Then that's how I met Tom, and then like that's thing. It's such a like because everyone's like really like they have like their close group of friends and stuff. So it's good job, like before your first event, like having like BGC friends.
And
But
it'll be
we
so
got
much
we got this one lined up. Not Vancouver. Called,
Hartford?
Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne?
Fort Wayne.
Hartford.
We have this one, Fort Wayne.
Hartford.
But, no. But we're going to. Wait, are you going to Fort Wayne?
I'm
Who's
not.
going to Fort Wayne?
I am
I'm
not.
going to
Yeah.
Fort Wayne. Well,
Yeah.
maybe. I'm not even sure if I'm going to anything right now, but like
Yeah,
I'm
chill,
already
chill.
registered for Fort Wayne in Charlotte.
Chill.
Going. All I'm saying is, bro, like, there's what five of us here, and then Carney too. Like,
This is just the beginning.
I'm definitely confident 4 of us will at least get CP, and I'm 100% stamped we will get at least one day 2. Like, I'll put my life on that one of us.
Over
will get day 2.
1.5. Over 1.5 day 2s. Betting terms.
Like, dude, 3 of us were in win innings, bro. 3. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm proud of y'all, bro. I'm proud of y'all.
Yeah. No, we got
You're
this.
next.
Gonna be you too, yeah.
And
We got
Karan
this.
for the local. He says it's nothing, but bro, come on now.
That's big.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4-0.
Yeah.
No, but this
So
was
it's
a
Pokemon.
this was a real fun episode. I got to do more of these like round table discussions. And you know what? I might release this on Monday the 6th and just say
Whatever you
fuck it,
want,
put
bro.
it out. Yeah, cuz this
Whatever
is
you want.
yeah, I think I'm going to do that cuz this is like a nice little early medical before Vancouver. And then if anything we could do another one after Charlotte after we all, recap.
5 minutes talking about the meta. You should put timestamps.
No, I don't. I'm the laziest podcast doer ever. I just do this shit to talk to you guys for like. It's an excuse to talk to friends for an hour. Is what I really realized.
Hey, we
But,
take those. We take those.
Yeah, I want to do one every Monday. So I got 52 I want to do. But all right, I think I'm gonna end the recording here. Thank you guys all for your time. I appreciate it greatly.
All right, thanks, Tom. And that's
Thanks,
just
Tom.
Done and done.